Hello and welcome. Don't get too close. I am not well. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm sick. And Elle came down with something on New Year's Day, and I was like so determined not to get it, but here we are. I don't feel entirely awful at the moment. Shouldn't be. I don't feel entirely awful at the moment, so I wanted to film because I have, I think, a pretty good video to share with you guys. And of course, you know, it's like when I have like decent ideas is when my execution isn't fantastic. So please hang in here today because I do have some really good tips for what you can do when life hands you poor design. I think that we've all been in a situation where we're renting or we just don't have like the extra cash flow to address certain things in our space. And these are some pretty common things you might run into that I think that this is what I would do if I was in this situation, or what I have done in these situations. I haven't decided what I'm titling this video yet, so how to deal with other people's poor choices is what I'm saying right now. Okay, so this all started because someone left a comment and they were like, what should I do about my popcorn ceiling? And I think that my answer is pretty similar to a lot of other answers I might have for what do you do when something in your space is ugly or just like, you know, would now be like an interior design no. So someone asked what I should do, what they should do about their popcorn ceilings. And honestly, I think you lean into these poor design choices instead of trying to disguise them and trying to just make them less noticeable. It never works. So I think it's better to just like lean into the entire idea. So you have popcorn ceilings. I say you choose a bold color to put on that ceiling and you make it glossy. You make that popcorn ceiling pop off. Like, you're gonna make everyone want popcorn ceilings, okay? I have very textured walls in my current bathroom. Do you think that means I'm not gonna choose a bold color for my bathroom? Absolutely not. And I'm not gonna try to like smooth over the texture. Like, I'm a renter. I don't need to be putting all this effort into my space, but I'm gonna make it look the way that I want it to, and you should too. So go for it. Don't make choices because you feel limited by your space. Stick with what you wanna do because you're limited by your space. I have been taking medicine, so I truly hope that this video makes sense. Don't shy away from your popcorn ceilings. Lean into them, baby. The same goes for when you have a room with a teeny tiny window. You have no natural light in this room. Why are you trying to make it somehow look like the window is bigger and the space is brighter, putting mirrors and bright reflective paint, when you can just make that a cozy room to be in? Pick a dark color for the wall. Go for luxurious fabrics on your sofa and, you know, pick a fluffy, cozy rug. Make it a cozy space to be in. Lean into the darkness. I don't think people should be shying away from a dark room. Like, of course, we all want to have like gorgeous ceiling to, what is it? Floor to ceiling windows, but that's not in the cards all of the time. And sometimes we have one room that's just dark, so just let it be dark. It doesn't have to be something that you're fighting, you know? Don't fight. I'm gonna move over. All of this time, I should have been leaning over, and I wasn't. So that's really cool. I hope I have so much fun editing. My brain's not fully there, people, so I apologize. So you move in someplace that has a chandelier that looks like this in your dining space. Instead of getting a temporary cheap fix for like, you know, under $100 that you don't love, but it's like close to what you need, I think leave it for now. Let's say eventually in a couple of years, you're gonna splash out on the chandelier of your dreams. But for now, this is what you have. So don't let it compromise the integrity of. I love when I'm really getting my thoughts together and then something with my camera malfunctions. It's so cool, especially when I'm trying so hard to keep my brain all. Basically, you need to offset the horrible light fixture with really good pieces. All of your decor and everything, you're gonna do like a fun, maybe like a pop art poster or something on your wall. You're gonna have gorgeous floor to ceiling curtains. Really struggling through this video. So this is where you're gonna be like on the hunt on Facebook Marketplace for Herman Miller and, can you hear Elliot? Noguchi pieces from people who don't know what those things are, and you're gonna get great deals. My point is, design the dining room of your dreams. And maybe the light fixture won't even be that bad. Now I'm limited to what I can do in a rendering because I use my work rendering stuff. Don't compromise your style and your taste because you have this light fixture. Let it just not stand up to the other amazing pieces that you have in your space. Eventually you can replace your light fixture, but right now in this space, I don't hate this space. I actually really like this space a lot, and the light fixture doesn't bother me. It's kind of like, yeah, sure, yeah, I wouldn't have chosen that light fixture, but I guess that's whatever. Look at that amazing sideboard. Do you know what I'm saying? So you have a pink tile bathroom. What now? You don't need to renovate this bathroom. And here are a couple of good examples of why just choosing the right paint color and making this bathroom super luxurious can help this bathroom not look like a 1950s nightmare. I really think paint is your best friend in this scenario. I don't think that you need to paint over the tiles. Maybe eventually you're going to renovate this bathroom. It doesn't have to be the biggest eyesore. I think this is a great bathroom. It's not the worst thing in the world. This is exactly the tile that my grandma has in her bathroom. And for sentimental reasons, I love that bathroom. You know, I'm sure I have family members that would agree with me that I wouldn't want that bathroom to change at all. If you're moving into a place that has this bathroom, like you're kind of like, I want this bathroom to be so pink, but don't fight the pink. Let the pink help you create the bathroom that you wouldn't have thought to create without it. I feel like I think that I'm saying things that are really intellectual, and there's a really high chance that I sound. So you have Formica countertops in your kitchen. I've had it. I think that there's a couple of fixes that you could do so that you don't have to get a new countertop, especially if you're renting. Like, you're not going to replace your countertop. So the first thing that I would do is focus on my cabinet knobs, because likely they're just like that plain silver or whatever. I think getting this specific knob, I think, is the best option. But you can look on Etsy for unlacquered brass, vintage brass ones. I want them to be not a modern brass. I think where people kind of try to fix this and end up going wrong is trying to put something like super modern in the space, when actually I think that it's a poor modern design. So it needs to be brought back into the world of vintage a little bit. So I would choose a more vintage style because it's gonna distract, I think, a little bit from these like new choices that landlords are making these days to save a buck. And I think that this kind of helps heighten the, I think that this elevates the space. And I think going with modern accents could actually do the opposite effect. I think it could kind of cheapen the space in general. So I suggest putting more vintage touches in one of these like modern renovated apartment kitchens. That's the first thing you can do, is just switching the knobs. Knobs can be expensive, and especially sometimes these vintage ones, like they really can be expensive, but it's a fix that you can bring them into your next place. So don't be afraid to invest a little bit in your hardware in your kitchens. Let's say you are willing to go the next step. At first I was like, well, you know, these kitchens could be offset by like an unlacquered brass faucet. Now, if you're the luckiest girl in the world and you go to like a reuse center that might have an unlacquered brass faucet and you find one for $40, you genuinely are the luckiest girl in the world. I had no idea that these faucets were like $500. So if you feel like spending $500 at your rental and doing an unlacquered brass faucet, then go for it. Don't leave it there. Take it with you to your next place, please. But if you're not going to do that, here's another solution that I actually have no idea how much this would cost. It's pretty, so we're just gonna risk it, and maybe you can try to take it with you to your next place. I saw this. This is how this started. I saw this where these people were recovering their countertop with copper, and I love the patina of a copper. I think if you live in New York City and you know you're gonna be in your apartment for a long time, or I should say like any city, like you're in your like London place or wherever, and you know you're gonna be there for a long time, like it's not an apartment that you would move out of in like a year. It's an apartment you're like, okay, this is good, and I have really good rent, I don't want to leave, great location, yada yada. I think it's okay to invest in something like this. Anyways, the way that the copper on your countertop would patina over time would be so beautiful. I love this. I think this is a great idea. I also think that you could do it as a backsplash. And I think that when you have a Formica countertop, just distracting with a great backsplash helps so much. In my old apartment, I did like a contact paper. It was pandemic time, so I did what I could do. Backsplash, and I had the Formica, I had the white cabinets with the silver knobs, I had that kitchen. But putting the backsplash, even though it wasn't high value, like it really wasn't a good, like I was, budget doing this, it just helped elevate a little bit. Instead of it just being like a wall above the Formica, the backsplash made it look a little bit more of like a thought out kitchen as opposed to just like slapped together kitchenette for a rental, So if you can do a copper backsplash like this, or any sort of just like nice backsplash, there's like a lot of other avenues we can go down, but I'm sticking with this one for this example. You can do whatever you want. You can do a tile, you can do whatever you want. It just distracts a little bit, a lot of it. People are gonna wanna do this in their regular kitchens, I think. And I just love the way that copper, just like unlacquered brass, wears over time. I think it's just so pretty. Those are my tips. I don't even know if they're helpful. I think a lot of them are. My point is, with all of these things, one, you don't have to tear down your kitchen. You don't have to completely gut your bathroom. Like, all of these solutions are meant to help you feel better in your current space with a situation that maybe you can't change right now, but you actually can have a really well-designed space without having to spend $1 million. You can just, paint obviously goes a really long way. Don't fight your space. Let your space guide your decisions so that you are essentially making the best decisions from like what you have. Okay, I think I'm ready to go to bed now. Even though it is not even 10 a.m. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helped. If you guys have any other questions or you have like a specific problem in your rental or your home that you don't want to invest in fixing right now, leave a comment. Like, let's talk about it. Let's figure it all out together. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Happy 2024. I love starting off the year sick. It's just like, it's setting the tone for the year. Okay, I'll see you guys next Sunday. Love you, bye.